The images have been striking. Haitian migrants struggling to enter the southern border of the United States, and some of them being repelled with force. But how did this situation come to be? Journalist and Haiti expert Jonathan M. Katz explains.
The vast majority of these people, while they originated in Haiti, within about the last 10 years, were part of the group of people who left Haiti after the 2010 earthquake. There was a horrendous, catastrophic earthquake in January 2010.
The strongest earthquake to strike that country in more than 200 years.
Killed 100,000 to 316,000 people, destroyed, most of a city of 3 million. It was absolutely terrible. And in the aftermath of that, a number of Haitians felt they just couldn't cut it in Haiti anymore. They couldn't provide for their families. Things weren't getting better. So they moved to Brazil and Chile and South America.
Haitian American advocate Jocelyn McCalla knows some of the people at the border.
There are people who essentially left their country, invited to some extent by the countries of Chile and Brazil, to work there legally in projects and that required their presence, their labor.
But fast forward, 7-8 years, things have gotten pretty hard in Brazil and Chile as well.
And they decided that they would take a chance going up north and perhaps making it across the United States and beyond the United States, Canada.
So essentially, these people walked 7,000 miles, hitched rides, got on trains, but for the most part, did it on foot.
It takes a long time from Chile or Brazil to get to the Mexico-US border. It's a treacherous trip. It's a treacherous experience for many of them.
They've gone through a lot. People have died on this trip. People have gotten very badly injured on this trip.
Some of them don't make it. Some of them die on the way.
And making it to the border carries no assurance of being granted asylum by the U.S.
They've come to the United States hoping for a better life. And at the moment, we are not letting them in. And I think it says something about how desperate people are, how much they want a better life for themselves and their children, that they're willing to put themselves in these circumstances.
Many of them, just hope that they could eke out a living, and if they have the opportunity, claim asylum.
One man told Reuters, "I want to look for a better life wherever I might find it."
They just want safety. They just want a better life. They just want to enjoy some degree of security and prosperity and freedom that the United States, at least in theory, promises.
Although the migrants are following the law in how they seek asylum, many of them have been sent back to Haiti.
Most of the people who have been obviously deported to Haiti will end up in the situation that is worse than the situation that they left back 5, 6, or 10 years ago.
McCalla says the U.S. should allow the migrants in, and not as an act of charity.
We need to provide safe haven to people who are seeking safe haven temporarily in the United States. Welcome them, and because frankly, they may be some of the best people that the United States will welcome in a long time, because these people are ambitious, they work hard. We're not talking about people who are going to be a burden on the United States. They may need some help at the beginning, but eventually they make it and they are embraced by the community, and they embrace the ideals that the society stands for.
This is Inside Edition Digital.